Did Kamala Harris just admit voters don't like the Biden-Harris ticket? Last week, Joe Biden announced that Senator Kamala Harris from California would be his running mate, and they immediately came under fire. Not just from the right, but from the left, too. Conservatives criticized the progressiveness of the new Biden-Harris ticket, while liberals expressed a great deal of frustration with the pick. A spokeswoman for Bernie Sanders, Briahna Joy Gray, told liberal front group Democracy Now! That Democrats are not pleased with including two tough-on-crime candidates, saying, Joe Biden is known as the author of what is actually called the Joe Biden crime bill. Now he's gone and also selected a running mate who is known for being the top cop. Kamala responded to the comments on Sunday, and she seemed to admit that a lot of Democrat voters aren't going to like her. Dismissing the critique, she said, "You may not fall in love with who you're voting for." Interesting defense from Senator Harris, considering that many blame Hillary Clinton's lack of likability for her loss in 2016, while Barack Obama and Bill Clinton rose to power with a friendly public persona. Despite the obvious concerns, Biden-Harris continues to pull ahead of the Trump-Pence ticket, and the latest reports show that Democrats raked in $48 million directly following the announcement of Harris as Biden's running mate. Michelle Obama's DNC speech was so full of lies, even the mainstream media is calling her out. On Monday night, Michelle Obama's pre-recorded speech for the Democrat National Convention was released. As expected, the speech promoted radical ideals, attacked President Trump, and stretched the truth, more than just a little bit. While the mainstream media usually ignores lies from the left, especially from Queen Michelle, the false statements were so bold that even AP fact-checkers had to call her out. They took issue with Michelle's obvious deception when it came to President Trump's controversial border policies. In her speech, she spoke about immigrant families, saying, "They watch in horror as their children are torn from their families and thrown in cages." But what we all know, and what AP pointed out, is that it was not Trump's policy to separate families or cage illegal immigrant children. It was, in fact, her husband's. Not only did AP choose to fact-check Michelle's statement, they actually took issue with the whole Democrat Party's insistence on lying about this policy. In the facts, they wrote, "The reference to cages is misleading and a matter that Democrats have persistently distorted. Trump used facilities that were built during the Obama-Biden administration to house children at the border." They continued, almost scolding the Democrats, saying, "At the height of the controversy over Trump's zero-tolerance policy at the border, photos that circulated online of children in enclosures generated great anger. But those photos, by the Associated Press, were taken in 2014 and depicted some of the thousands of unaccompanied children held by President Barack Obama." When that fact came to light, some Democrats and activists who had tweeted the photos deleted their tweets. But prominent Democrats have continued to cite cages for children as a distinctive cruelty of Trump. When your lies are so bad that even the adoring media is forced to correct you, you're probably out of line. And this was only the first night of the convention. Surely there will be more whoppers in need of fact-checking before the Democrats are through. The Democrat convention is not going well, and here's why. From mainstream media fact-checks on major speeches to low-quality visuals and even lower viewership, the Democrat attempt at a virtual convention isn't going so well. Now, they can add infighting to their list of convention issues. It seems the progressive wing of the party is very peeved with the DNC decision to limit the time of up-and-coming radicals like AOC. One unnamed Democrat told Politico, "Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has had less time to speak at the Democratic National Convention than a former Republican governor, a George Bush cabinet official, and the party's unsuccessful 2004 nominee." It seems the DNC effort to silence AOC was intentional, a clear effort to downplay the increasingly progressive wing of the party that may turn off more moderate voters. But, like Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said on Tuesday, putting AOC in the corner at the Democrat convention will not hide the fact that she's the co-pilot, along with other liberals, driving the agenda. It seems the only thing it has done is anger those who admire Rep. Ocasio-Cortez and push them toward making a statement similar to the short one the Congresswoman was allowed to make at the convention: an endorsement of Bernie Sanders for president. While the Biden camp maintains that they have a close relationship with the Sanders-AOC wing of the party, these convention antics suggest otherwise, and it may mean trouble ahead for the Dems. Learn how the Democrats covered up Kamala's failure at the DNC. What a week it's been for the Democrats, 3 days into their virtual convention, and they haven't had even one day free of controversy. First, Michelle Obama's speech was fact-checked, even by the mainstream media. Then, the progressive wing revolted over Biden's nomination. Now they're cleaning up after vice presidential nominee Kamala Harris. It seems Kamala's speech on Wednesday night was very, very low energy, so much so that the Democrats couldn't find enough cheering viewers to applaud her at the end. Unfortunately for Senator Harris, it was all live. At the conclusion of the speech, the stream turned to a display of the live stream supporters who she must have assumed would clap, but most didn't, and it was awkward. The problem was quickly addressed by whoever is running things at the DNC. They simply duplicated the screens of the few people who were clapping to give the illusion of support, and somehow they assumed Twitter wouldn't notice? The Trump team, of course, didn't let the misleading applause slide and tweeted about the DNC's screen edits. How embarrassing. What's next?